Bailey signing off from the sand dunes at Cape Cod, saying Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and take it easy, but take it. Let's get back into the Classic Vinyl with Paul Simon.
Attention athletes, coaches, spectators, 10-minute warning. 10-minute warning to our first competitive sled. 10-minute warning, 8 minutes to our forerunner. 8 minutes to our first and only forerunner from the Bob Luge start.
Okay, it's a 2-minute warning to the forerunner, 2 minutes to the forerunner at the Bob Luge start. Okay, it's about a 5-minute warning to the forerunner, 5 minutes. It'll be a short 5 minutes. Once again, it's about a 5-minute warning to the Bob Luge start 5 minutes. For our forerunner sled, now it's actually about a 4-minute warning. Larry Dagley, can you hear me? At Bob start. Good morning, Jay. Two-minute warning to the forerunner at the Bob Luge start. 2-minute warning. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for our first forerunner. Sled and track from the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. This is our one and only forerunner from the Bob Luge start. Starting out today's Junior Men's World Cup race here in Park City. Okay, Alabadi Zach, Leon, Sean, stand by. I'll let the Bob Luge start. Alabadi, Zach, Leon, and Sean. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Alabadi. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start. Sledding track, this is our first competitive sled of 20 sleds this morning for the men. Up next we'll have the women's race. Exciting racing yesterday. Today we have the older kids and the team competition later this afternoon. Setting the pace as he comes to the upper portion of the track. He's making his way through that big curve 6. Alabadi's making his way into the labyrinth. Little bump into curve 11 as he makes his way through curve 12, the signature Olympic curve. Coming through low point, climbing up curve 15. Crossing the finish line with a 53.061. 53.061, the pace has been set. Zach, stand by. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Zach. Sledding track for the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is Zach. Alabadi had a downtime once again of 53.061. His start time was a 6.734. Zach's start was a 6.315. He's making his way into curve 6. This is run 1 of a 2-run race. Zach making his way through the labyrinth. Heading into curve 12. Coming through low point, climbing up curve 15, head back, shoulders back. Nice line as he makes his way through the finish curve. Downtime of 50.878. 50.878. Up next we'll have Leon. The track is now clear from the Bob Luge start for Leon. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is Leon. Zach had a start time of 6.315, downtime of 50.878. Right now we have Leon making his way through big curve 4. This is where he starts picking up all his speed as he heads into the big G-force curve of curve 6. Heading into the labyrinth. The time to beat is a 50.878. It's very early in our 2-run race. Great week of training here for these young athletes, all aspiring to become Olympians further down the road. It all starts here with the Junior World Cup. Coming up curve 15. And crossing the finish line with a 51.316. 51.316. Sean, stand by. The track is now clear from the Bob Luge start for Sean. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start, sledding track. This is Sean. Sean calls Lake Placid his home track. Says it's been balmy warm here. He's making his way through curve 4. Many runs down these tracks for the U.S. kids, hoping that pays off on the podium. He's coming through the labyrinth. Zach still with the time to beat. Sean's making his way through curve 11. This is a 2-run race, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Things get exciting for run number 2. Coming through curve 13, through Dinger. Heading into low point, climbing up curve 15. Nice position as he heads up the finish curve. And crossing the finish line with a 51.456. 51.456. Yevgeny, stand by. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Yevgeny. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is Yevgeny representing Team Russia. Start time for Yevgeny was a 6:3.96. Sean, you had a 63.68 start time. Down time 51.456. Yevgeny is making his way through the middle portion of the track. Heading into that long labyrinth. Through curve 12. Curve 12 is open for our spectators. If you want to head over to curve 12, it's a great place to watch these young athletes come ripping through. Yevgeny with a little difficulty at low point, scrubbing some speed along that short wall, climbing up to the finish line with a down time of 52.017. Finish time of 52.017. Up next is Lucas, Matt, and Ernest. The track is now clear for Lucas. Sledding track for the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is Lucas representing Team Italy. Lucas says this is his favorite track. He loves the labyrinth. Cruising through those short, quick curves. His start time was a 6:3.22. Making his way through curve 4. Heading into the labyrinth, Yevgeny, you had a downtime of 52.017, start time of 6:3.96. Coming through curve 11, getting set up for that big curve, curve 12, passing our spectators in curve 12. Heading into the low point. And crossing the finish line with a 51.188. Lucas with a 51.88. Up next, we'll have Mattis. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Mattis. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start, sledding track. Mattis representing Team Germany. Says Lake Placid is his favorite track. Likes the chicane in Lake Placid. Enjoys brushing some speed off those walls. He's making his way through curve 6. Schultz stand by. Then Alexi and David. He's coming through the labyrinth. Making his way through that long straightaway, 10-11. Making his way through low point, climbing up curve 15. Happy with his run, a pretty clean run for him. He's crossed the finish line with a 51.501. 51.501. Schultz, stand by. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Schulte. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start, sledding track. This is Schulte representing Team Austria. First time here in Lake Placid. Loves the view from the top of the hill. But who doesn't? But we're in Park City. Oops. Well, the view from both places are nice. Coming through the labyrinth. Alexi, David, stand by. Alexi, David. Start time for Schulte was a 63.29. Coming up curve 15. This is Schulte crossing the finish line, waving to the crowd of 50.969. 50.969. The track's now clear from the Bob Luge start for Alexi. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start, sledding track. This is Alexi. David, stand by. Alexi's start time was a 6.316. Schulte, your start time, a 6.329. Your down time, a 50.969. Alexi's making his way through the labyrinth. Still have Zach holding on to that first place. Run number 1 early in the race. Reverse order by ranking for run number 2. A little power slide into curve 14. That's going to hurt his time. We'll check his exit. Does he Okay, it'll be about a 1 minute hold at Bob Luge start. About 1 minute. Start once again, it's about a minute away. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for David. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is David representing Team Germany. David's start time is a 6.281. Coming through the upper portion of the track. Heading into curve 4. Heading through curve 6. Big curve 6. Shades in curve 6 are also open. Coming through the labyrinth. Still have Zach in first place. Holding on. David is making his way through the lower loop. Coming through Dinger. Heading into curve 14. Nice line through low point. Shoulders back. Toes pointed. Crossing the finish line with a 51.01. 51.5. And the track's now clear from the Bob Luge start for Moritz. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is Moritz also representing Team Germany. This line getting set up for curve 1, heading into curve 2, 3, through 4. Start time of 6.133. That's the fastest start we've seen so far this morning. Edward, Josef, Jan, stand by. Coming into the labyrinth. Time to beat is still a 50.878. Making his way through Dinger. Through low point. Climbing up curve 15. Crossing the finish line with a 50.950. 50.950. A solid run. He's happy with his run. Looking forward to run number 2. Up next we will have the track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Edward. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start. Sledding track. This is Edward representing Team Romania. Josef, Jan, Keaton, stand by. Start time of 6.394. 6.394. Early in his sliding career. Happy to be here. Participating, racing here at the Junior Luge World Race. The FIL Junior World Cup coming to you live on the live stream. Lots of snow all week, so nice job to the track crew, everybody getting it done all week for the athletes. Finish time of 51.393. 51.393. Josef, stand by. The track is now clear from the Bob Luge start for Josef. track from the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. This is Josef representing Team Slovakia. Start time was a 6:4.93, 6:4.93. Coming through the labyrinth. Zach's still in first place. We have we have 8 sleds to go. Making his way through curve 11. Nice correction, 11-12. Coming through curve 13. Crossing the finish line with a 52.465. 52.465. Jan Keaton, stand by. Jan and then Keaton. The track's now clear at the Bob Luge start for Jan. Sled and track from the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. Jan is making his way down that long ramp. Heading into curve 1 with a start time of 6:61. Representing the Czech Republic, he's heading through the upper portion of the track. Not too many runs down this Park City track. Happy to be here. Hoping to finish in the top 8 today. Had some great training runs. He's making his way through the upper portion of the track. Through the labyrinth. Little difficulty in that long straightaway. That'll scrub some of his speed as he heads into the lower portion of the track. Keaton, stand by. Coming through curve 14. Climbing up the finish curve. Keaton, Jabai, Florian, stand by. He crosses the finish line with a 53.075. 53.075. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Keaton. Sled and track from the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. This is Keaton representing Team USA. Keaton's making his way through curve 2 into 3. Start time is 6:5.31. Heading into big curve 6. Through the labyrinth. Coming through curve 12, the signature Olympic curve. Ooh, a little late out of curve 13. Getting his money's worth out of curve 13. He's coming through low point. Climbing up the finish curve. Crossing the finish line with a 51.566. 51.566. Jabai, stand by. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Jabai. Sled and track from the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. Jabai down the ramp heading into curve 1. Little difficulty down the ramp. His coach was shaking his head. Tony Benshoff taking some time off his illustrious career as a track crew worker to help the Chinese team Heading into the next Olympics. Florian, standby. Start time was a 6.775. Coming through Olympic curve, curve 12. Through Dinger. Little more speed left there in the entrance to curve 14, but a nice line through low point. Regrouping as he comes through low point. Climbing up curve 15 and crossing the finish line with a 53.236. 53.236. Up next we'll have Florian. The track's now clear from the Bob Luge start for Florian. Sled and track from the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. Also a little difficulty with that long start ramp for Florian, representing Team Germany. Coming through the upper portion of the track. Heading through curve 6. Start time was a 6.306. Chabai, your start time was a 6.775. 6.775. Nice head roll in the curve 12. Heading through the lower portion of the track. This is run number 1 of a 2-run race. Down to our final 3 sleds coming up next. The final 3 will be up next. Crossing the finish line with a 51.963. 51.963. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Metev. Sled and track for the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. This is Metev coming down the ramp. A 6.198 start time. 6.198. Heading into curve 4. Final 3 sleds of the men's run number 1. 9:45 start time for the women's race. 9:45 for the junior women's race. Heading into curve 12. 13. Zach is still in first place, holding on to that first place downtime. Metev crosses the finish line with a 51.491, representing the Russian team. Up next, we'll have Alexei. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Andre. Sled and track for the Bob Luge start. Sled and track. This is Andre representing Team Russia. Heading into curve 3. Start time was a 6.332. Coming Coming through the labyrinth, once again, the final 2 sleds for the men's race. For run number 1, 9:45 start time for the women. 9:40 start time for the 4 runners from the women's start. Climbing up curve 15. Andres crossed the finish line with a 51.491. 51.491, just about in the middle of the pack. Up next, we'll have Luke. The track is now clear at the Bob Luge start for Luke. Sledding track from the Bob Luge start, sledding track. This is Luke representing Team USA. Andre and Matt Teeve actually timed with a 51.494, tied to the 1,000th of a second. 2 teammates, we'll see who ends up on top. Run number 2. It'll be exciting racing for run number 2 for the men. The times are very close today. It's always great to see when the times are close. Little difficulty as he heads into the labyrinth. This is Luke. Luke is coming through curve 10 into 11, that long straightaway. Nice run through 10, 11. Heading into curve 12. Zach still holding on to first place. It will be reverse order of ranking for run number 2. All athletes will get a run 2. Luke's climbing up curve 15, crossing the finish line with a 53.092. 53.092. So it's a 9:40 start time for the 4 runners from the women's start, a 9:45 start time for today's women's competition, run number 1. The women's start list: Anda, Ashley, Marion, first 3 sleds. It's a 5-minute warning to the forerunners. 5 minutes. We'll have 3 forerunners off the women's start. That's a 5-minute warning. Two-minute warning to our forerunners. 2 minutes. The track is now clear at the women's start for our first of 3 forerunners. Sled and track from the women's start. Sled and track. This is a 4-runner sled. We'll have 2 more forerunners. And then a deep field of 26 competitive women. Run number 1. track is now clear at the women's start for our second forerunner. Sled and track from the women's start, sled and track. This is forerunner number 2. Up next, we'll have our third and final forerunner. Anda, Ashley, Marion, first 3 competitive sleds for the junior women's race. Junior women coming up next. The track is now clear at the women's start, the third and final forerunner. Sled and track from the women's start, sled and track. Okay, it's about a 1 minute warning. 1 minute for Anda, Ashley, Marion, first 3 sleds. The track is now clear at the women's start for Anda. Sled and track from the women's start, sled and track. This is our first competitive sled of 26 for the women, a very deep women's field. She's going to be setting the pace as she makes her way through curve 5. Start time was a 3:1.97. Little brush as she heads into the labyrinth. See if she corrects it on the way through curve 11-12. She's coming into curve 11. Great run through the 10-11 straight away. And crossing the finish line, 46.368 has been set, a 46.368. The track is now clear at the women's start for Ashley. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Ashley on her home track, making her way through curve 4, representing Team USA. Once again, the pace has been set by Anda, a 46.368 down time, a 3:1.97 start time. Ashley's making her way through the labyrinth. She's hoping her thousands of runs down this track pay off today. Coming up curve 15, there will be a slight hold on the track. Slight hold. Getting more information. Get it to you as soon as possible. Ashley's down time was a 44.835, 44.835, and once again, at least a 2-minute hold for debris on the start ramp. Ashley on our home track with a 44.835. Start time of 3:1.60. Up next, Marion, Tatiana, and Alina. Marion, Tatiana, Alina. Next 3 sleds. Okay, so we're on a quick hold at the women's start, and then we will continue with today's racing. This is the junior women's race. Exciting run number 2, not too far away. So it's a 1-minute warning. 1 minute to Marion, 1 minute warning. And it's an 11 o'clock start time today for the race number 2. Run number 2, actually. 11 o'clock start time for run 2. track is now clear at the women's start for Marion. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. This is Marion representing Team Italy. We are back into the flow of race day here. Start time for Marion's a 3:2:09. Acme with a 3:1:60 start. Down time of 44:835. That's now the time to beat. Have many more sleds yet to come down the track today, so don't go anywhere. Stick around, cheer on these young athletes. Future Olympians here at the Utah Olympic Park. We're making Olympians every day of the week. Coming through low point, climbing up curve 15. A nice run for Marion. Crossing the finish line with a solid 44:923. She's happy with that run. Big smile on her face. She heads up the run out. The track is now clear at the women's start for Tatiana. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. This is Tatiana. Elena, Sam, Hannah, stand by. Elena, Sam, and Hannah. Right now, we Russian sled in the track. She's making her way through the upper portion of the track. Her start time was a 6:1:63. She's heading through that long labyrinth. Series of quick, short, left and right hand curves coming through curve 11, heading into the Olympic signature curve. Coming through curve 14, down the low point, stretching out, low point, nice line, beautiful line, threading the needle through low point. Alina, stand by. She's crossed the finish line with a 44:667. That puts her currently in the first place. Tatiana, now the pace to beat, a 44:667. The track is now clear at the women's start for Elena. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. This is Elena representing Team Latvia. Once again, early in her sliding career, she's happy to be here, sliding in the FIL Junior World Cup. Long, cold week of training. Pays off here on race day, though. It's the nicest day we've had all week. The track crew working hard all week, clearing snow, sheeping the track. This is Team Latvia coming through the lower portion of the track, about a 10th behind the pace set. However, this is very early in the race. This is a very deep field. I think this is the most women I've seen racing in a long time. Crossing the finish line with a 44:924. 44:924. She looks happy with that run. No real problem. She's hoping to improve a little bit on that downtime with run number 2. Sam, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Sam. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Sam representing Team Canada. Told me the other day that Sam Edney is her hero. No one can blame her for that. Sam was a long-time slider for Team Canada. Representing Team Canada very well. Sam's making her way through the middle portion of the track. At 3:2:09 start time. Hannah, Christina, Jessica, stand by. Making her way through curve 11. Beautiful line into curve 12. Got a few spectators out there in curve 12 cheering on these young athletes. Get their autographs today. Once they start winning medals, it costs money on eBay. Trust me. Hannah, Christina, Jessica, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Hannah. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Hannah Proc's got some sliding in her blood. She's making her way through curve 4. Hoping to do well here on the Park City track. It's her dad's favorite track. She's making her way through the labyrinth. Coming through curve 11. Into curve 12, Christina, Jessica, Anna, stand by. Christina, Jessica, and Anna. Hannah looking very relaxed on her sled. She's coming through Dinger. Ooh, a little difficulty in low point. That's going to cost her some time. That's a bummer. She looks beautiful until curve 14. She'll want to improve on that with run number 2. Shakes her head, waves to the crowd. A little disappointed with her 45.251 downtime. Christina, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Christina. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. This is Christina representing the Deep Russian team. She's coming into curve 4. Heading into curve 6, Jessica, Anna, Lisa, stand by. Christina's coming into that long labyrinth, getting set up nicely as she crosses Trackover Road. Making her way beautifully through curves 8, 9, 10. Beautiful line, 10, 11. That'll help her cause. Right now, she's got to find 91 thousandths of a second to move into first place. She's coming through curve 13. Little difficulty, 13, 14, coming through low points. She's now 3/10 off the pace set by Tatiana. Once again, very, very early in the race. This is the women's run number 1. She crosses the finish line at 45.175, 45.175. Jessica, Anna, Lisa, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Jessica. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Coming through curve 4 into 5 through 6. This is Jessica. Jessica's start time was a 3:197. Anna, Lisa, Cheyenne, stand by. Coming through the labyrinth. Representing Team Germany. Jessica heading through curve 11. Into curve 12, the deep German team, always with a lot of luck here in the Park City area. Coming through low point. Climbing up curve 15, stretching her toes, crossing the finish line with a 44.884. Nice solid run for Jessica. Not too many runs down this difficult Park City track, but she's happy with that run. Up next, Annalisa Cheyenne. The track is now clear at the women's start for Anna. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Lisa, Cheyenne, Michaela, stand by. Lisa, Cheyenne, and Michaela. Anna representing Team Germany as well. 63 thousandths ahead of the pace. Tatiana still in first place. Anna's hoping to change that as she makes her way through the labyrinth. A 3:168 start time. Jessica, your start was a 3:197. You're down a 44.884. This is going to be tight racing for the women, as well as the men. The men were tied to the 1,000th at the middle of the pack, so that's great to see. A lot of fun coming up. Don't go anywhere. Stay warm. Anna's climbing up the finish curve. She's crossed the finish line. A 44.566. 1/10th of a second into the lead. She's super happy with that run. Up next, we will have Lisa. Track is now clear at the women's start for Lisa. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Lisa making her way into curve 4. Cheyenne, Michaela, Alina stand by. Cheyenne, Michaela, and Alina. Lisa's start time was a 3:175. Representing Team Austria. Coming through curve 12. Great camera work for our live stream. Brett putting it together today. We are a well-oiled machine up here in the tower. Cheyenne, Michaela, Alina, stand by. Downtime for Lisa, 44.835. 44.835. Solid run for her. The track is now clear at the women's start for Cheyenne. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. Cheyenne representing Team Germany. Michaela, Alina. Michaela, Alina, Sagita, stand by. Coming through the labyrinth. Start time for Cheyenne, a 3:171. Nice correction as she heads into curve 11. Passing the spectators. Beautiful line, 13:14. Putting it together on race day. This is Cheyenne. She's going to be happy with her run. She's climbing up that finish curve. Every curve in the world, every finish ends uphill. Every track ends uphill. Start slowing down these athletes as they climb up to the finish dock. Cheyenne with a downtime of 44.772. Michaela, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Michaela. Sled and track from the women's start sled and track. This is Michaela, representing the Czech Republic. Her start time of 3:196, right in the middle of the pack as she heads into curve 6. Anna with the time to beat, still a 44.566, a smoking run for Anna during run number 1. Takes 2 runs to be on top of the podium this weekend. This is a double World Cup, so we have the same races Friday and Saturday as well. Coming through curve 13 into the low points. Elena, stand by. Coming up curve 15, crossing the finish line with a 45.466. 45.466. The track is now clear at the women's start for Elena. Sled and track from the women's start. Sled and track. Sigita, Verena, and Alexandra, stand by. Coming through curve 6. Heading through the labyrinth. Nice run as she makes her way through the labyrinth. Beautiful straight line through that 10-11 straightaway. Coming into curve 11. Heading through the lower portion of the track. These sleds are going just about 65 miles an hour. Most of these kids can't even drive yet. 65 miles an hour, she makes her way through low point. 75 miles an hour now. 75 miles an hour. Fastest sport on ice. Crossing the finish line, a 45.316. 45.316. Sigita, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Sigita. Sled and track from the women's start. Sled and track. Verena, Alexander, Siobhan, stand by. Sigita with a start time of 3:163. 3:163, representing Team Latvia. She's making her way into curve 6. Out of curve 6. She's now into the labyrinth. Nice clean line through 10-11. Hoping to end up in the middle of the pack this week. Her first Junior World Cup. She's coming through the labyrinth, through low points, making her way up curve 15. Verena, stand by. Crossing the finish line in the middle of the pack, 10th place. 45.111. Reverse order of ranking for run number 2. That's when things get really exciting, so stick around. The track is now clear at the women's start for Verena. Sled and track from the women's start. Sled and track. Verena's start is a 3:174. Sigita had a start time of 3:163, downtime 45.111. This is going to be tight racing for the women. A couple of groups separated by 100th or a 10th of a second. Verena's making her way into curve 11. Crowd's getting deeper down there in curve 12. Thank you, you guys for coming out. We're 4 or 5 deep down there in curve 12. We appreciate you guys coming out, cheering on these young athletes. Karina's making her way up curve 15, cross the finish line 44.725. 44.725. Alexandra, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Alexandra. Sledding track from the women's start. Sledding track. Alexandra representing Team Romania on the ice now. Siobhan, Hulan, and Wang stand by. Start time for Alexandra 3:2:06. 3:2:06. Coming through the labyrinth. Still have Anna representing Team Germany, first place. Still the time to beat is a 44.566. Nice line through Dinger. She's in the curve 14. Making her way through low points. And crossing the finish line with a 45.677. 45.677. Siobhan, stand by. The track is now clear from the women's start for Siobhan. Sledding track from the women's start. Sledding track. Siobhan representing Team USA. She's making her way through curve 5, getting set up for that big curve 6. Coming through the labyrinth. Beautiful camera work here in the tower. Getting it done for the live feed. Thanks to our spectators watching from home, where it's a lot warmer. But we respect you for watching, even though you're sitting in your bakalacha. Siobhan making her way through Dinger. Probably a little bit of disappointment as she came through 10-11. Ooh, nice job at low point for Siobhan. Her downtime of 47.147 is her finish time. Her start time was a 3:2:07. Hulan, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Hulan. Sledding track from the women's start. Sledding track. This is Hulan. Wang, Meryl, Nina, stand by. Nice run through the upper portion of the track. Hulan with a start time of 3:2:25. Representing Team China, happy to be here, racing. Getting set up for the next Olympics. Fingers across, she really wants to make that Olympic team. She's coming through curve 11. Through curve 12. Hulan's crossed the finish line with a 45.545. 45.545. Nice run for her. She's pretty happy. All smiles at the finish dock. The track's now clear at the women's start for Wang. Sled and track from the women's start sled and track. This is Wang, also representing Team China. First start time's at 3:2:03. Merle, Nina, Diana, stand by. Merle, Nina, Diana. Next three sleds. She's making her way through the labyrinth. The time to beat is still Anna, 44.566. Heading through the labyrinth. Into the signature Olympic curve. Through Dinger. Into low points. Very consistent, clean run by this athlete. Nicely done. She crosses the finish line on race day with a 45.273. 45.273. Something to build on for the rest of her career. Up next, Merle. The track is now clear from the women's start for Merle. Sled and track from the women's start sled and track. Nina, Diana, Sophie, stand by. Nina, Diana, and Sophie. Coming through the middle portion of the track, curve 6, a beautiful line through curve 6, a deep German team, they know this track well. Coming through the labyrinth, 3:1:91 start time. Making her way into curve 11. Her teammate is still in first place, Anna, at 44.566, still the time to beat. A beautiful line through curve 12. Nicely done into curve 13. Nina, Diana, Sophie, stand by. Final 5 sleds up next to the women's run number 1. She crosses the finish line. 44.809. 44.809. Up next, Nina. The track is now clear at the women's start for Nina. Sled and track from the women's start sled and track. This is Nina. Nina also has sliding in her blood. She's making her way through the labyrinth. I can tell you about her sliding creed. Dad doing well on the World Cup Olympic circuit for many, many years. Nina, a couple medals for her dad, yeah, a couple. He's got some hardware hanging in the closet for sure. Nina, avid equestrian in her downtime. She's not sliding, she's riding her beautiful horse around the back 40. Nina's crossed the finish line with a 45.055. Diana, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Diana. Sled and track from the women's start sled and track. This is Diana. Sophie, Elena, Midori, stand by. Sophie, Elena, and Midori. Up next will be the final 3 sleds of run number 1. Little high, little high. That's the Zogler line right there. Coming through the labyrinth. Sophie, stand by. Diana, representing Team Russia. Start time at 3:1:77. She's hoping to finish in the top 15 today. She's coming through curve 12, heading into curve 13. curve 15 and crossing the finish line. That's Diana, 44.913. 44.913. Sophie, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Sophie. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. This is Sophie. Final 3 sleds right now. Final 3 sleds including Sophie. Sophie representing Team USA. Lake Placid is our home track, and unless it's 30 below, Sophie thinks it's warm. Sophie's role model, Julia Kluge. Sophie stood in line in the cold for many hours one day, hoping for Julia's autograph. Elena Midori, stand by. Sophie's making her way through the lower portion of the track. Coming through curve 14. 75 miles an hour. She makes her way up curve 15. Young Sophie, although she's not so young anymore. She's crossed the finish line with a 45.449. 45.449. Elena, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Elena. Sledding track for the women's start sledding track. This is Elena Midori, stand by. Elena's making her way through the upper portion of the track early in her sliding career. Happy to be here on race day. Nice line through curve 6. She's hoping all the runs she's taken the last few weeks pays off today. She's making her way through the labyrinth. The start time was a 3:2:64. 3:2:64. Midori, stand by. Elena's coming through curve 11. Time to beat is still Anna. 44.566. Coming through the labyrinth. Through curve 14 and in the low point. Climbing up curve 15. She's crossed the finish line on our home track with a 45.972. 45.972. Midori, stand by. The track is now clear at the women's start for Midori. Sledding track from the women's start sledding track. This is Midori, also representing Team Canada. Coming through curve 6, nice line through curve 6, a 3:2:26 start time for her, 3:2:26. This is the final sled for run number 1 for the women. Midori making her way through curve 12. Midori, a little bit of difficulty, 13:14, but regrouping. Points for perseverance as she stays on her sled. She's making her way up curve 15. She crosses the finish line. Midori wrapping up run number 1 with a 45.561. She looks at a coach. She shakes her head, but it's early in her career. She still has run number 2 to make up some time. Run 2 begins at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock start time for run number 2, so you have time to run over to the lodge, find the hot chocolate, come on back, settle in for exciting run number 2. It'll be reverse order of ranking, so the top sliders slide last. 20-minute running to our first competitive sled. 20 minutes for the exciting run number 2 of today's FIL Junior World Cup. As we're looking over the timesheets, there's going to be some very tight racing. Middle of the pack, a couple of ties, and separated by 1,000th of a second. So stick around, head over to curve 12, take that hike up to curve 6. That'll warm you up. Although it's much nicer today than it was 2 days ago. So enjoy this beautiful Park City weather, as well as our international race. Say 10-minute warning to our forerunners for run number 2. 10-minute warning to the forerunners.
It's a 5-minute warning to the forerunners. 5 minutes.
Okay, it's a 5-minute warning to our first competitive sled. Jabai will be up first. It is reverse order of ranking from run number 1, Jabai Luke Yan. Just got off the phone with World Cup bronze medalist Emily Sweeney. She says good luck to all of today's competitors. She says welcome to the big leagues, international racing, Junior World Cup. She remembers her first race fondly.